hear that? It's the crowd. They're out of their seats. They're clapping, and they're cheering a name. And that name is Jenny Barringer-Simpson.
Quickly weed out the dreamers. So, count Colorado distance runner Jenny Barringer among the ones in the United States who are wide awake and far from just snoozing through the imagery of joining the world's elite athletes in Beijing, China this August.
Yeah, I mean, it begins with aspirations and it begins with hard work and continues, and then when it turns into a real possibility, that's when the pressure comes.
This is Jenny as a freshman in 2006, right behind Mary Davies of Oklahoma State at the Big 12 Championships in Waco. This was Barringer's second time ever to run the race. She came in second place that day, but she got better. Less than 30 days later, she won the national championship in Sacramento.
She's done it. Under 10 minutes. 9:53:03. How about that performance from the freshman? The defending champion, Jennifer Barringer. A development early in this race, Carol.
It really was. We go back to around the second lap of the race, and the defending champion, Jennifer Barringer of Colorado, is right here. And right there, someone steps on her heel and she loses her shoe. What does she do? She stops for a moment and she puts it back on, having trouble right there, and is really getting very far behind in the race. Barringer, the defending champion.
Jennifer Barringer.
What a gutsy run for Barringer. I mean, she was way out of the race, but she got back up and she is finishing with a kick. Should be a proud moment for her. A great performance after a terrible mishap at the beginning of the race.
Ever stop very calmly, put your shoe back on, and then methodically got yourself back in the race. What were you thinking? I mean, you're just a sophomore. That's being pretty aware of what's going on.
I mean, holy crap! I tied my shoes too tight. I couldn't get it back on. But yeah, there's a second I scowled and I thought it's over, and then I heard my coach Heather Burrows, "Be calm, be calm," and so I got back up and I run through this in my mind before. You fall over a barrier, something happens, and so I thought, come back calm. But still, this is a mental race, and my head wasn't in the barriers, and this is the best steeplechase ever run, and I am so glad to be part of it. I just wish I would have been up front and a part of it.
Burka inherits the lead as they approach the final lap of this 1,500 meters.
Burka really beginning to show that speed. She was a pregame favorite going to Beijing as they take the bell, but didn't make it out of the first round, but right now in command of this race.
So Burka forwardly placed all the way. Jenny Barringer comes into second place now. Barringer trying to gain on Burka. Here comes the finish line. Burka holding on. Barringer coming on very tight at the line. I think Burka held on, but Barringer was gaining with every stride and almost got her at the line.
Collegiate record is what Jenny Barringer had in mind, also with Galitza Burka, and 4:06:19 is that college record. Dashing for the line. What a great close and finish here as you look at the slow-mo cam. Galitza Burka must have been caught by surprise as Barringer pulls up on the right and dives for the tape, and she must have been awfully close to that collegiate record.
I'm stoked. I'm really happy about the time. I mean, I knew I had that in me. This is a place to pop those kind of PRs. I'm really pleased with the time. The race, I could see the kicking starting, and I belong there. And I knew I belonged there. And so, I mean, I know if I'm there, I've got it. And
season, would you consider the 1,500 more next year?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the 800, the 1,500, 1500, the mid-distance races are something that I've been excited about developing. I have no race schedule for the next year. I'm looking forward to running cross for Colorado in the fall, and then signing a contract, and I'll have a lot more people in the inner circle to talk to about my races for the next season.
So cross in the fall will be the end of your collegiate eligibility.
That's right. Yep, I'm coming back to the ladies on the Colorado team, and I'm going to lead the Buffs hopefully to a really great finish at the Nationals.
So 9.
Now, the decision for me to come back for my 4.5 year, that also wasn't difficult for me to make. But separate from the 4 years, I think it was a decision that I made on my own, and that I really wanted to follow through with the girls. With the women on the team, I really wanted to follow through with my desire to win a cross-country
Jenny
championship.
Barringer that comes back into the mix. When am I going to get my opportunity? Well, you have it right now, as you see. Barringer in the 109 jersey, and just imagine the confidence that Barringer has, having been an Olympian in 2008, the World Championship team in Berlin last year. So she brings a lot of international savvy to this final cross-country race for Colorado.
It keeps you very calm, Lewis, you know, to be able to go from that to here, and obviously the confidence level increases. The woman in second place, let me take it. First 800 meters covered in 2 minutes and 27 seconds, so they're right at 5-minute pace. The course record held by Kipyego is 19 minutes 28 seconds, works out to a 5-minute 12-second mile pace. So this course, though slightly uphill, fast first mile for the ladies, Lewis.
And Larry, a quick look at the women's standings.
And Barringer with Kiken following close pursuit. 3 seconds back, Kendra Schaaf running more aggressively than she did last year. Her coach, Greg Metcalf, says she's in great shape. Kelly Strong, her assistant coach, has done a great job working with her, too. Angela Bazzari, who won her regional from Illinois in close pursuit. 9:38, Lewis, through 3K of the women's race.
And another great championship underway here. The women running 6,000 meters, 3.7 miles for a national and individual title. And so far, Larry, the story is Colorado's Jenny Barringer in her final run. Look at Barringer now. She looks to be struggling, and Barringer is slowing down, looking as though she may stop as Kiken begins to pull away.
What's the matter? Reading her face, something seems to be the matter. She's, you know, something physically seems to be the matter. And I have no clue, even though I had a long conversation with her yesterday.
Back on the course, the women's 6,000-meter race is almost completed. Susan Kiken has taken the lead, but there were some dramatic developments earlier, Larry. Let's go back and look at what happened to Jenny Barringer. And look at Barringer continuing to struggle. Look as though she's about to stop. This is unbelievable. Oh, it drops to the ground.
Oh, my goodness, what is going on? Somebody get over there and help that woman.
We were going to show you the move where she actually seemed to fall apart, but to see this Olympian, this world champion, drop to the ground is unbelievable. Here it is.
That was live, that picture we showed you, and here's where she first ran into trouble at the 11-minute mark of this 6,000-meter race.
Somehow, Jenny Barringer of Colorado, there you see her in the center of your screen, wearing bib number 109, has gotten back on her feet and still competing. Barringer back there in that sea of runners now, hoping to do some justice for their team, and everyone scrambling for place and position.
Congratulations. Wants to know is, are you okay, and what happened out there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just, I didn't feel so good about halfway into it, and every time I tried to push it, I just had to stop, and I don't know. I mean, anyone that's in this position can never explain exactly what happened. So that'll be the next couple of weeks, is just trying to figure out what went wrong and how we can fix it and moving on.
All right, well, thank you so much. We're going to send it on back up to you guys.
When I get into the race, I toe the line, I'm next to the world's best runners. I really know that I belong there. People at our level are people that have that racing instinct. I love the opportunity to use that killer instinct. In every single race, without exception, there is a moment where you have to decide whether you're going to commit or you're going to give in.
He is closing the gap, pulls alongside Worth Thomas and goes by to take the lead. Morgan Houston is in front. Worth Thomas trying to hold on for second. Jenny Simpson is third. Here they come to the line. It will be Morgan Houston to win. And a battle for the third and final spot as Jenny Simpson got second. Shannon Rowberry, I believe, got the final spot.
Sometimes you get in those positions, you're boxed in and you have to get out, or there's 200 meters left to go and there's 5 of you in 2 lanes. That's when your real training really comes in and you know if you have it to make it to the next level.
Well, as always, it'll be very interesting to see what sort of pace we settle in at, whether anyone wants to, is prepared to make the early running, settling into a reasonable rhythm without being anything too dramatic at this stage. But a field closely bunched, just Gezahegni of Ethiopia on the back of the field. Simpson coming right round the outside. Well, a great shame for the American, but it's still Beliti holding on in front. Rodriguez has really timed her move very well. Rodriguez it is who's taken up the running at the bell, 3:03.47 from Beliti. Just behind her, still clear on the outside, is the Kenyan. But it's still Rodriguez, and she's a very experienced runner, and she's trying to stretch away from this field. 3:18.89 as they come up to the 1500 meters. Beliti and Gezahegni now. Jamal is way out of it, way at the back of the pack now, so it's not going to be 3 times in a row for her. Well, quite a shock in this race. It's still Rodriguez at 200 meters to go, with Gezahegni. Lacahoud of the Morocco is coming up, so too Simpson is still up there as well. Quite a burn-up coming into the finish, Steve.
Well, it is at the moment, and Gezahegni, Lacahoud is also there, but it's Rodriguez still holding them at bay. Rodriguez, the Spaniard, is working hard. She's going away. Gezahegni is there. Coming through, obviously, there on the inside is England coming through.
Well, this is quite a turn-up in the end. It's America victory from Great Britain, and then Rodriguez of Spain. And that's a shock result, no question about that. A 4:05.42. A very big change of what we expected there. And, well, Usumi, of course, was brought down, but Simpson can scarce believe it. She really did everything right. She positioned herself very nicely. She came down the home straight, past a whole lot of runners who were fading badly. It's a slow time. She won't care less about that. 4:05.40, just seen confirmation of it. Hannah England in second and Natalia Rodriguez in third.
Simpson winning the 1500 meters for America. I can't remember the last time a woman won the World Championship from the United States.
I think one of the last times they got a gold medal was way back in the days of Mary Decker.
That's what I think, but I'm not sure. I'm sure Peter will check that.
Yes. She was the very first world champion at this event in 1983 in Helsinki. So, 28 years on, we have another American champion. And again, Simpson must be pretty pleased. She's given up the steeplechase and has taken the 1500-meter running. You look back at that dramatic 1500-meter final with the American Hannah England of Great Britain coming to, and of course, the wonderful Spaniard Rodriguez.
Justifiably gets a medal in many people's minds because she crossed the
line. Jenny Barringer, world champion. How does that sound?
I'm like, I know that I look and I act like a kid sometimes when I'm done, but it's just unbelievable.
a great comfort to a coach, particularly one entering into his golden years, to win the lottery of an athlete who just says how far, how much, how fast, how soon. And I can't remember in 4.5 years, Jenny, ever saying to me, why are we doing this? Should we be doing something else?